Hello everybody, today I'm going to be reviewing the game Outrun the Bear. Now Outrun the Bear is a light game, and the object of the game is you're going to be trying to get to the car before the bear gets to you. There's several different types of cards in this game that you can play to either help yourself, help your opponent, or hinder your opponent. So let's check it out. Okay, so the object of the game is you're going to be trying to get your runner over here to the car before the bear catches you. To start, we've got some interlocking tiles over here, and these tiles are double-sided. I've just done a shorter track here just for the purposes of this review, but you can go ahead and connect all of them or as many of them as you want. These are the different characters that you're going to be able to choose from in the game, and each of the characters are going to have actions that they're going to be able to use throughout the game, as you can see here. Each player is going to be dealt 2 cards. Now there's 3 different types of cards in this game. You have action cards, which are the green ones. If you play this, you'll just simply do what the action says on the card. You have the equipment card. If you play an equipment card, you're going to lay this out in front of you, and then you will have this ability throughout the game until you switch the card out. You also have a reaction card, and you're going to be playing these cards in reaction to different types of events. Example, this one says if a runner who has just passed you stops moving, place your runner next to them. And there's a whole bunch of different reaction cards, some that have to do with the bear and other players as well. On top of this, you also have different terrain tiles over here, as you can see. There's an effect that each of these are going to have whenever you start your turn. So if you start your turn on the walking path, that's not going to do anything. If you start your turn on the river, you're going to move 1 space at the beginning of your turn. If you start on the bramble, this is going to keep you from using the sprint action, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. And then you also have the slippery slope. If you start there, you're going to end up sliding back until you end up landing on another type of terrain tile. You also have the campsites over here in the rest areas. With those, you'll be able to play an equipment card or discard a card and draw a card. You also have this bear token, and this token is going to be getting passed around as each player plays. When the last player has played their turn, this is going to activate the bear's movement. So there's a few different actions that you're going to be able to choose from. You'll be able to choose from one of these. One of them is crawl. That just simply means you'll move 2 spaces. A second one is sprint. This means that you're going to be able to move 5 spaces, but you're going to have to discard 4 cards from your hand. Another one is you'll be able to go ahead and play an action card, which are going to be these green cards over here. Or you can also play an equipment card, which is going to be one of these blue cards over here. So let's just go ahead and do a couple of turns just to kind of show you how this game works. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my cards and see if there's anything I want to do. This one says move another player 2 spaces, then you move 2 spaces. Well, let's just go ahead and say I want to go ahead and play that and be nice. So I'll go and move myself here, and I'll move the other player over here. And I'm going to go ahead and draw 2 cards at the end of my turn, and we'll go to the next player. I'm going to go ahead and pass this token over. So the next player is going to look at his cards. He has a couple of reaction cards here, and let's just say he decides he's not going to use any of those because he really can't. So he's just going to go ahead and crawl 2 spaces like so. And so now we're going to go ahead and go to the bear. You're going to look at these paw prints that are here on the board to determine how many of these cards you're going to draw for the bear's movement. Now there's numbers here on the upper left corner. Whatever number of paws is behind the lead runner, you're going to draw that many cards from the bottom of the discard pile. If there are no cards in the discard pile, you'll just draw them here from the top of the deck. So right now I've got 2 paws, and so that means I'm going to draw 2 cards. So I'll go ahead and draw this one from the discard, and then I'll draw one from here. I'll look at the card numbers, and this says 3, so that means the bear is going to go ahead and move 3. So I'll go 1, and then 2, and then 3. And that will go ahead and end the bear's turn, and then we'll go ahead and start the round again. So basically that's the way the game is going to work. You're going to go ahead and play cards, play reaction cards, play equipment cards that are going to allow you some different abilities. And ultimately what you're going to be trying to do is you're going to be trying to get to the car. If a bear ends up overtaking you like so, that's just going to knock you out of the game. And you'll just be going back and forth, playing all these different types of cards, trying to get out of the bear's way and getting to the car. And you can win if you make it to the safety of the car, or if the bear ends up eating everybody and you are the last person standing. And that, folks, is Outrun the Bear. Outrun the Bear is a game that I think families would definitely enjoy. There is some take that elements in the game. When you are playing cards, you can play them against your opponent. You can try to play them to help your opponent and yourself. There's a lot of different ways you can react as well to what is going on around you. So if somebody passes you, you can play a card and get to where they are. You can play cards that will affect the bear as well. So ultimately what you're trying to do is you're trying to just get away and get out of there. Now the bear is going to start speeding up because there are paw prints throughout the board, and once you start drawing more of those cards, he's like going just from a basic jog to a full-out sprint at times. The game does have like some good tension too, because you're having to draw these cards and hoping that the bear's not going to reach you, and sometimes they come like this close. I think this game also has good replayability because you've got the several tracks that are double-sided. You can kind of arrange them however you want. You've got a whole lot of different cards that you can use. You've got players that have abilities and things like that, and it is a very easy game to learn. It did not take us very long to learn it at all. It's fun. I enjoyed it, and I would recommend it to anybody who is looking just for some light games. Maybe could be used as a filler or just as a regular game. I think this game will work really good with families and people who just like fun games, kind of similar to that game Temple Run. Kind of reminds me a little bit of that game. Anyway guys, good game. I'll talk to y'all later. That is my review for today. We'll see you later. Keep on gaming.